growing up, Kay, who did you grow up listening to as far as rap is concerned?
Mixed Master Spade, Toddy T, Joe Cooley, Rodney O, King T. Listen to Too Short,
Okay.
Considering rap.
Right.
Listen to everything that was rap.
Yeah.
Now, just like you was just saying, like Melly Mel and
Yeah.
like Houdini,
Right.
Curtis Blow.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just take those East Coast, Northeast, New York
Yeah.
rappers, right?
Right.
Run DMC even.
Yeah.
They talked about life and street stories.
Yes.
Okay, now go all those names I just mentioned, show me what we considered, or not we, but what's considered hip hop tracks. You can't find one hip hop track on Curtis Blow. What about LL? Listen to it.
Right.
Where are the hip hop beats on that? That's KRS-One and them, MC Shan and them, and all of that.
Right.
Marley Marl, Queens, Brooklyn, and the Bronx. Right.
Right.
Where did hip hop start? They tell you in the records. Hip hop started what MC Shan and all them.
Right.
Okay, now just recently, what was it? Grandmaster Cash, 2022.
Right.
How did they even come up with the word? We didn't even call it hip hop. This is New York and hip hop in itself.
Yeah, you're right.
2022. And look it up once again. Easy, lazy minded people. It's on YouTube or Google it. New York and its cadence of hip hop became a term because one of the homies out of the Grandmaster Flash, Melly Mel, right?
Yeah.
Was getting ready to go. This is out of I think Melly Mel, who's still alive that knows that.
Yeah.
They just spoke on that at 22. I watched it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So he said, we didn't even call it hip hop. We just came up with that little cadence because he was getting ready to go to the military. And like, you finna go down and beat up with the hip, right, left, right, hip, hop. So that's how they came up with that and using that cadence. I learned that in 2022. But I learned in 1990
Yeah.
when it was told to me while being in New York, being signed to Profile Records, in New York, what hip hop was. Because they was drilling second to none. Members of Steps of Sonic, Bobby is the drummer. 1990, drilling us about why y'all singing hooks over hip hop and killing each other over colors. I was like, that's not what it's really about, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all got a different perspective of the West Coast. That's not right.
That was one of the things that when we went to Texas in Houston at the Palladium where we performed, where I first met DJ Scratch from EPMD at the time.
Oh, man, yeah.
When dudes was like,
bro.
hey, man, is it true that y'all be killing each other over colors?
Man.
And I'm like, who in the hell told you that? Like,
their perception without even, and they thank them and EPMD for that tour and Scratch and all the brothers.
Yeah.
But thank them for at least asking instead of driving off a perception they have and then making it public.
Yeah.
Back in 90 and 91.
Yeah.
Just off the belief and not even asking the West Coast or trying to research and find out what's going on.
Right, right.
So 30-something years ago, why y'all gang banging and killing each other over colors? Well, in the beginning of time, it was 2 different tribes. Stop it, or maybe 4 or 5 tribes. Because we can name, they call them colors, right?
Right.
Black, white, brown, yellow, red. Shut the fuck up. It's tribal and everything. It's 2 sides to every story. The truth stood in the middle.
Yeah.
When you gonna tell on yourself?
Yeah.
So everybody stop lying and bullshitting with yourself.
Well, they have the KKK, right? They have the color.
But the KK come first. And he black. But I ain't black.
Right.
Look, what color is this? Look at that.
Yeah, you're right.
Show me one black person on this planet. Besides my homeboy, when you gave on the Lakers, my nigga, boy, he be getting it in, though. When you gone, boy, he be getting that nigga, that's my nigga. That nigga be playing defense too, boy.
So okay. Growing up, you mentioned Mixed Master Spade, Toddy T. You mentioned all the greats. Did you grow up at all? Which I'm pretty sure you did it with East Coast rap as well.
I mentioned them.
Yeah.
Curtis Blow, Houdini, Run DMC, Grandmaster Flash, Furious 5, Melly Mel, because like I was going back on it, none of those songs sound like the hip hop that KRS boom, bap, original rap, that hip hop sound.
Yeah.
Those East Coast groups have not that embodiment of that hip hop boom bap sound in their music. Curtis Blow, Houdini, Run DMC, even LL. Some of the beginners. What about Melly Mel? They came way back. Broken Glass everywhere. People pissing up. Don't sound like boom, bap, original rap. Don't sound like that. Curtis Blow had live instrumentation in his music. Sound like some Second and None. We was listening to that too, right? Sound like some Quick, but sound like good music first.
Right.
Now that's where this whole game, East Coast, West Coast, or whatever coast. Cheese toast coast, it don't matter. It's just it's all that. Put some butter on the bread first. It's just good music. Now, what region it come from in the United States is going to be center, mid United States, Southwest, Northwest, Southeast, or Northeast. Whatever state you in, you going to represent your turf or your hood or your state line or city or that street.
Right. Right.
Let's get your shit straight. Somebody across the street don't like you. Now, division somewhere.
Right.
How did it start? Who started it? Fuck all that. Keep living and enjoy life. And good music is what got us all here. It's called oldies. Now, some of these younger generations can't even tell you nothing about Luther Vandross.
No, definitely not.
Or anybody in Latin, Hispanic, Black, Soul, R&B, jazz. They can't even talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's a loss in the sauce in the brain, man. You know, it's 2 generations of loss. Where as we came up in the 80s and 90s, we pay homage to the R&B or the older Mexican band members or the tuba players. You can remember him playing the accordion when you were a child and still remember him today 20, 30 years later, like we do Motown.
Absolutely.
What is for the Latinos, Hispanics, the younger generation can't tell you about those old cats.
Right. No, you're
have no history or knowledge of their West Coast too.
Yeah.
So pay attention to history. It ain't just your rap history. It's music and good music. So going back to that, listen to East Coast and West Coast at the same time. The only difference is the East Coast thought that they were prominent. And there's no disrespect or hate to the East Coast or hip-hop in that nature, but they were so self-centered at the time because they had a more of a platform than the West Coast did. With Wall Street being right down the street, Manhattan down on Broadway, and all of those investors. Out here, we had self-investors called hustlers.
Yeah.
And the story tells, it's called a Too Short of E40. If Easy was alive, recipes. These hustlers, Quick, Second and None, Tony A, I.C., Steve Yano.
Yeah.
Hustlers. Now, some of these other folks had help because they had a machine behind them on this West Coast.
Yeah.
Everybody on the East Coast had help.
Right.
But we still here. The hustlers. The Too Short. The 40 and the Click. The DJ Quick. The Second and Nones. The Tony A. The High C's. We was hustlers.
Yeah.
And we made it. We didn't have no help from the beginning.
No, you're right.
Some of these cats on the West Coast in position, they had help.
Yeah.
We didn't. Us didn't have no help.
Now, earlier we had talked about that a lot of your style was similar to Mixmaster Spade. Now, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong. I know years ago I had asked you this question. I guess I don't know if we were in a van or so going somewhere, but I had asked you about that singing style. And again, correct me if I'm wrong. Did D and you get a lot of that singing or a lot of that practice singing in church?